just walked in the club and they was like, yeah, this is an open mic night. So I was like, all right, what's up, you know?
Right. Well, I'm glad you stopped by, man, because like I say, I'm glad we touched bases, man, because you got down and you did your thing. And that's what it's about, man. Like I say, professionalism, and you fit the bill, you know what I'm saying? You fit the bill, and like I said, we're going to premiere one of the tracks a little bit later on. I like the track myself, and I know all my listeners, they're going to like the track too. So, I ask you, man, what city were you born in?
I was born in Belleville, Illinois.
Belleville, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Belleville, Illinois, then I grew up in, I moved to Carlisle, Illinois. See, everybody thinks I'm from the hood and stuff like that. I'm not really, I say I'm on my son, say I ain't really from the hood, but I'm here now. It's time to make a change up in this piece right here and now. But basically, I grew up in Carlisle, Illinois.
Okay.
I didn't grow up there, but I spent the first part of my life there.
Okay.
I stayed there for maybe 12 years, then I moved to Belleville, Illinois. I stayed there for a while, and then I moved to St. Louis, Missouri, South Side, and I've been there.
Now, this is very interesting. How did you come up with your name, Minime? How'd you come up with it?
This is an interesting story. And anybody that wants to find this out to go into more detail, it's at minimemsp.com. That's minimemsp.com. You can check out his nickname and check it out, but I'll tell the story. Basically, I grew up with me and my uncle, which I didn't know he was my uncle until we was like 8 years old, because my grandma and my mom lived together. We didn't have fathers. Neither one of us had dads, pretty much so. And he was like 3 years older than me, so we grew up like brothers pretty much.
Right.
And at that time, they didn't tell us. They didn't tell us that he was my uncle until I was like 8 years old. So we ended up growing up getting into a bunch of crazy stuff, you know, getting into drugs, selling drugs, stuff like that, robbing houses, just acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? Out in the streets and stuff like that. And everybody, and he started getting caught for the things that he was doing and stuff, like and going to jail, in and out of jail and stuff. And everybody was like, well, you're going to end up just like him. You're going to end up just like him. So they started calling me Mini Him.
Oh, yeah, you know,
I tell my brother all the time, I was like, man, I ain't never going to say your name on television or radio or anything. So he's always like, you know what I'm saying? But they used to call me Mini Him.
Mini Him.
Mini Him. Mini his name. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I didn't like that. See, regardless of, I didn't care about them comparing me to him getting in trouble and stuff like that. Because when you're a young cat and in the streets like that, you think that kind of stuff's cool, you know, at the time, you know. But so I was just like, man, I don't want to be called that. I don't want to be called. I don't want to be like him. So I made it my main priority not to be like him.
Right.
Well, I had this older friend. His name was Kevin McCord. I can say his name. He was a real good good friend of mine at the time. And we were sitting on the porch, man, just doing some things one day, and he said, you know what, man, you ain't like your brother. And I was like, yeah, I know. He was like, you ain't Mini him, you Mini you. And I was like, Mini me? And he was like, yeah, Mini me. I was like, no, man, not Mini me, no. Because see, I didn't want to be called Mini me. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 years later, the Austin Powers movie came out. Right. But at that time, everybody was calling me Mini me because he was calling me Mini me. You know what I'm saying? Well, we ended up sitting on his back porch one night, all messed up on some stuff or something probably, you know. Right. And he said, you know, Mini me, if you ever do anything with your music, at that time, man, I was just mixing tapes and stuff. I wasn't really doing much, you know what I'm saying? Right. He was like, if you ever do anything with your music or go anywhere big, if you get big, I want you to keep that name. Right. And you know, I said, yeah, of course. I said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But then 5 years later, he died in a car accident. He got killed in a drunk driving accident. And I just kept the name, and everybody was already calling me that. Right. And I just try to honor him with that. You know what I'm saying? With the whole Mini Me thing. So
I like the name though. It's a unique name, Mini Me. I've never heard of a rapper with that name, Mini Me.
Yeah.
So
I hope not.
I like it, man. It's cool. Stick with it, man.
I'm already having trouble with the short guys, so I hope there ain't nobody else out there.
It's something in your bio you talk about defining. You said your bio. I'm trying to put it in the right words. Religion. Does that play a lot in your life and your music?
Well, I would say no, and a lot of people, you know, they get confused with it, but I'm not really a religious person, you know what I'm saying? Because when I think of religion, I think of like, and nothing against these religions, but when you think of religion, you think of man-made doctrine, like Catholic, Baptist, Pentecostal, stuff like that. I'm not that. I'm what you call non-denominational. Okay. So my music is about my life and about what God has done with my life. Right. You know, I come from a lifestyle of drug dealing and stuff like that, and out in the streets robbing, doing all that stuff. And God is the one that set me free from what I was doing. And that's how I express myself. I say this is how I got free, and this is how you can maybe get free if you allow God to help you.
Right.
So I just talk about real life, the real life stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in the streets more now than I was even then, trying to do everything I can to help people. So I just keep talking about being in the street, just in a positive way this time. You know,
you got to tell it like it is. You know what I'm saying? You can only tell what you've been through, and I like that. Like I said, you put a positive. Putting out a positive image, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, the song we're gonna premiere, it has a meaning to it. And I me myself, I gravitate to songs like that, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of songs nowadays, there's no message. It's just shaking booty music, you know what I'm saying? They just trying to make a quick dollar. But like I said, from what I've heard from you, it's long lasting. You can sit back and think on it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Take something home with you. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say something real quick. You know, I grew up listening to Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Too Short, stuff like that. You know, that was my influence. But Pac used to always get me in deep thought. Deep thought when I was listening to his music. You know what I'm saying? Give me a deep thought. And then he would be telling me everything that I'm going through, all my struggles, all my pains, all my hurts. And at the end of the song, I'd be waiting for him to give me the answer to get out. Every song I ever listened to, he never gave me the answer. I love Pac, alright? No disrespect. I love him. But he never ever gave me the answer to get out. And the reason why he never gave me the answer to get out, because he never got out. So my thing is I've found a way out. So that's what I start off every single one of my songs mostly with the struggle that I'm going through. That maybe the brother in the street may be going through. But at the end of it, I try my best to give you the way out, but I won't talk about the way out unless I've already got the way out. I won't just hear some preacher, a pastor, or some dude on the street, or some smart person say, oh, this is the way out. No, I will find the way out myself and succeed in that way out and then tell you about it.
I like that. I like that. So, what would you say is the overall message in your music?
Overall message. There's a lot, but the main one is to accept Jesus Christ in your heart as your Lord and Savior, and He will set you free from everything. He's the only way, the truth, and the light. Pretty much. If I had to bring it all down into that, yes, that would be it.
Okay. So, now, what inspired you to start rapping?
Actually, a lot of people don't know this, but when I was growing up, I grew up around my mom and stuff like that, and her family. And they listen to a lot of classic rock, you know. They listen to a lot of classic rock and stuff like that. Old people like Journey and stuff like that. Phil Collins, and I loved that stuff growing up. So I tried to get my own band, and I also listened to. I was also listening to Michael Jackson. You know, I was doing the dance and everything. Of course, everybody was listening to Michael Jackson. And I did all of that. So I wanted to create my own band, and I danced back then. You know, back when I was a kid. I won't do it no more. I don't know, for some reason I think it's embarrassing to me. But but I started my own band, and I was doing like rock music and stuff like that, and it just wasn't working out. Well, I ended up getting a hold of Dr. Dre, The Chronic. Dr. Dre, and listening to that. My brother showed it to me, man. I was like, man, that's tight. And then I just started like listening to it, and then started rapping a little bit. Then I got some Bone Thugs and Harmony.
That's my group right
Bone
there.
Thugs, you know what I'm saying? Gotta get that man. You know what I'm saying? I just started listening to that, and I just thought it was tight, man. And that's when I started doing the tongue twister thing, and I started listening to Twister, and then try to be like Twister and stuff like that. And my style just used to be like, look a little minute, be when I come, I'ma call out town. You know what I'm saying? Stuff, and I don't do that no more, but I just started rapping like that. You know, and everybody was like, man, you can't rap, because I was like, man, I think I can rap now. And everybody's like, nah, you can't rap, And I kept telling people I could rap, but I wouldn't do it in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So when I finally came out, I was doing that tongue twist and stuff. They were like, hey, you can rap, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, man, you can rap, what's up? So, yeah, that's pretty much how I got into rap, man.
That's what's up, man.
That's pretty much how I got into it.
You know, we gonna premiere your track. It's called Keep On.
Keep On.
By my man Minime. You heard it first on the J Max show.
Featuring Shadell Johnson. I done been through hell and back this time around, man. I know that I can get everything that I want in life, but I'm gonna have to get it by faith. See, every step in my life, it gotta be a faith. If I didn't keep the faith, I'd be in the same place. But I ain't trying to stand here no longer, man. Compromising things that ain't making me no stronger, man. Got to get to where I need to go unless it's hell to pay. Ain't paying nothing, get the hell up out my way. I know that what I say is what I get
getting results while I'm getting so rich and you staying so broke. Talking about the economy suck, but it's wrong what I wrote. You got that poverty in your mind, thinking you pleasing God. I ain't no victim of times, my faith really don't care. Will all hell break loose, I'ma still scream, yeah.
I'ma keep on walking by faith. It don't look good, really don't matter, man. I'ma keep on, I'ma keep on, I'ma keep on, I'ma keep on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There you go. That's Keep On by my man Minime.
Yeah.
I like that track, man. Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. Like I said, has a true message to it. And like I said, you're telling your experiences and what you've been through, and telling people that they need to keep on. And that's what you keep doing. Like I said, why don't you keep your feet moving? Something's got to happen.
That's right.
Something positive's got to happen.
That's right.
You know. So I know you got some stuff coming up, don't you? You got a tune that you're working on?
Yep, we've been working on the tour. I've been taking some time off. I mean, I've been doing a couple speaking engagements and stuff like that, but I got a tour coming up. It's called the 2013 First Fruits Goodwill Tour, also known as Minime and the First Fruits Goodwill Tour. I got headlining artists, myself, Shadell Johnson, the one that you just heard on the hook of that track. I'm gonna keep on right there. st.louis, he's out of St. Louis. We got another artist by the name of Gold C. He's from Illinois.
Okay.
And then we have another artist, T-Red. But like I said, this tour isn't just music. I mean, we're gonna be hitting the schools, the jails,
Right.
and the churches, and the clubs, and the streets, pretty much. And not only we gonna be doing music, but I got like motivational speakers and positive speakers that while we're doing shows, they're gonna be out they're going to the jails and helping people think positive and stuff like that and have a different mindset. And then also going into schools and even helping the kids and stuff like that.
I like that, man. I like that, and what you're doing, that's great, because we need that.
That's right.
In these times now.
That's
what I'm saying, because they are wicked and things are crazy.
That's right.
Some people killing. Folks like this guy who just killed all his kids at this.
That's right. That's
you know,
right.
So I'm proud of you, man. I like that, man, and I'm behind you 100%, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. Now, what advice would you have for artists that are trying to get in the game now? What would you have to say for them?
But to be honest with you, I'm only gonna speak out of experience, not just somebody else has told me or what I've heard. What I experienced is that if you try to do everything in your will and your plan and what you want to do, you're gonna have a hard time. You might have a hard time, or you might wake up and find yourself in the wrong place. But if you are a believer in God, or if you believe in God, you believe in that higher power. I see that higher power is God the Father through Jesus Christ. If you believe in that, then lean on Him and allow Him for real to lead you and guide you into where He wants you to go, and you'll save a lot of time. That's what I've seen. I've spent a lot of time in my past going after my own dreams and what I thought was right. I wanted to be a rapper, and I wanted to have a bunch of money and drive around fancy cars and be with women and stuff like that. And I almost got it, but now, and I look back at how God literally took that away from me, and I allowed Him to take it from me. He's a gentleman. He don't just do stuff like that, what people think. But I allowed Him to take it away from me, but I didn't like it at the same time. But now I look back, and I'm like, man, I thank God that I allowed Him to do it, because now I'm able to help brothers and sisters in the streets, and I'm not prideful.
And man, like I said, once again, man, I appreciate you coming in the studio with us and dropping some knowledge on us, man. And dropping that hit single on us, like I said, and doing something positive for the community, man.